Welcome to Clouds.training. This is part 3 of OOPS Concepts training program. In this lesson, we will learn what are methods and how we can create methods. Also, we will see how we can create overloaded methods and use it in our program. Also, we will see the example of creating extension methods. By definition, a method is an action that an object can perform. The object can be created by instantiating a class. Let's understand this concept with an example. For that, I will be using Visual Studio. Here, I have opened the solution from our previous lessons. For the same solution, I will be adding a new project. Let's name it as our topic name 3 methods. Here, I have copied the class definition from our previous tutorial, classes and structures. Now let's define a method in my first class. To do that, we can use public void, and this is the name of the method, my first method. Here, public is an access modifier. We have different access modifiers like public, private, protected, internal, protected internal. So all these access modifiers are helpful to control the access level of a method. Here the void says it does not return any value. We can add the code here. To understand the execution of this method, let's add a simple console.writeline. I am from this method. This method does not have any overloaded parameters. We can create another method with the same name with some overloaded parameters. In this case, I'm taking an example of int I and int j. The idea of this method is to return the sum of I and j. The first method does not return any value. However, the second method will take two arguments as overloads and it will return the sum of I and j as an integer value. Let's see how we can consume these methods using an object created from this class. To access these methods, we can use object dot. You should be able to see the public methods available for us. Since we have a single method with overloaded parameters, we can call the method like this. Now, let's select this as a startup project and click on Start or hit F5. We can see that the method is executed successfully and it has printed the message from our method to the console here. Now let's see the example of our second method with overloaded parameters which returns integer value. For that, let's create integer variable and assign the method. Let's print out the sum to the console. Hit F5. We can see that the sum of I and j has been printed to the console. That means the second method has been executed successfully and returned the result to this variable. Now we have seen how we can create a method without parameters. Also, we have created a method with overloaded parameters. Now let's see the example of creating extension methods. These extension methods acts as an extension to the existing method types. They are. Now let's see how we can create extension methods. Extension methods are the special type of static methods, but they are called as if they are instance methods of existing types. Let's create an extension method. For that, we will use a static keyword, and my first extension method is the name of the method. In case you are creating this extension method in a separate file, we need to import the namespace by using syntax like this, the namespace that we have created for the class. Now let's create the extension method. The method, since it is a static class, the method has to be a static method which returns an integer value. Here we are trying to create an extension method for a string type, and we will be checking the length of the string that is provided. For that, we need to use this keyword to refer the string type, and this is a variable to hold that, and the return value is simply length of the string. Now we have created this method, let's use it in our program. String is a variable, and let's assign a value, my first extension method, and the return value of this length, string length, will be stored in string length int variable. Since s is a string, we should be able to access string length from here. Print the value to the console using console.writeLine and hit F5. We can see that the length has been printed to the console. This is how we can create extension methods for existing types. In this lesson, we have covered how we can create method with overloaded parameters. Also, we have seen an example of extension methods. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.